Them were not peaceful. They had to be escorted out. One person was handcuffed.
Joshua Lehrman attended the event.
I think as an American citizen, you have every right to protest, but to infiltrate a synagogue, to scream at elderly people, to make threats, it's completely out of line.
He is the one who recorded this video.
This woman got up, she started screaming and harassing people. And Alan Dershowitz was right on the money. Simultaneously as it took place, he was saying, please do not engage, please don't fight back.
Don't go into the chat, don't hurt anybody.
Because this is what they want, meaning the people who support Hamas, especially, they want this to be utilized as political propaganda.
Florida brings the hammer around and find out, around and find out, around and find out. Everyone has the right to speak. Everyone has the right to protest. You have the right to protest your government. You have the right to protest your community. You have the right to protest church, probably. You have the right. If you feel like there's something that you don't like and you want to raise your voice about it, you have the right. We have the right to protest the elections, right? Actually, if you do that, you might end up in jail. January 6ers. You just might end up in jail. So yeah, you can't protest elections, but you can protest anything else you want. Which brings us to the conversation today in reference to pro-Palestine protesters taking over the cities, taking over the country, right? I don't know if they're protesting out there on the other side of the pond in reference to this topic, but they're protesting it the hell out of America. Every city you go to, there's pro-Palestine riots or protests, if you want to call them that. So these people are blocking roads, blocking people from going places. They are literally putting themselves in the middle of the road. And if you run them over, it's a problem. It's a problem. If you take your car and you just run them over, splat them down, catch dead. It's a problem if you do that. It's a problem. Yeah, they might just lock you up if you do that, right? But the people who are putting themselves in harm's way to make a point all over the country, bridges, everywhere, they're making this point. But they can do that. The police has nothing to say. The police is just bystanders watching the chaos go down. That's what the police ban. What has happened to the police? Oh, I know. Their hands are tied because of Democrat policies. They can't do anything because of Democrat policies. And that goes from Joe Biden down to the heads of states, such as the governors, and then, the local mayors and so on. It's a trickle-down effect, right? And this is what we're seeing all over the country. So we're going to talk about that today. If you're interested in that, please stay tuned. But before I go, I want to say Florida has a different view on these things. Florida says, yeah, we're not going to put up with that nonsense. We're not going to put up with it. You are interested? Let's go. Hello, friend, and welcome to The Conservative Poet. I'm Amania. Here on The Conservative Poet, we talk everything politics. I do political reactions, commentary. I throw some parody in there, give you a couple of laughs here and there, because I feel that it is important for us to sometimes laugh at the crazy. And so I am using that to drive home the points of the Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs world that we are currently residing in. So if you're interested in that, getting the news, getting the information, and getting a laugh, well, you've come to the right place. So again, Thank you for stopping by, and you can help and support the channel by liking the content, subscribing to the channel. Let's duke it out in the comments, if you will. And you can also join my membership, which I have here. And by the way, I want to say thank you to my newest member in the membership staff, Amy Blinkenstaff. Sorry, I butchered your name. But any event, thank you guys for your support. It does mean a lot. And so again, if this is the kind of content you're looking for, then welcome to the Conservative Poet.
And off the top at 5:30, pro-Palestinian demonstrations from coast to coast. Protesters sending a message on this tax day.
Look at this. What a shot. This is all over the country. So we've got different places, airports, don't know where this is. Look at this bridge right here, another bridge right here. Here they are on the ground. I think this one is us here in Florida. I mean, this is happening all over the country. They are in the road, stopping traffic everywhere. Let's go.
They don't want their tax dollars used to fund Israel's fight in Gaza. Good evening. I'm Jim Barry.
And I'm Naja Sherman. Thank you for joining us. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister joins us live from Biscayne Boulevard, and that's where the protest happened this afternoon. Anna.
Naja, Jim, the pro-Palestinian protesters we spoke to say they're not only calling for a ceasefire, but they say that Israel needs to be held accountable. With Palestinian flags and signs in hand, dozens of pro-Palestinian protesters marched along Biscayne Boulevard this afternoon, sending a strong message to the U.S. government.
This is something that should never be happening with our tax dollars. So today is April 15th. It's tax day, and we're out here to say, stop funding the war.
The protest comes after what Israeli officials are calling an unprecedented attack by Iran over the weekend after the country launched more than 300 missiles and drones into Israel. We asked the pro-Palestinian protesters about their response to Iran's latest attack on Israel.
Israel needs to be held accountable first because it's been 6 months, 90-something days. That is ridiculous.
But Israeli officials say they won't stop until any threat is eliminated.
We're operating at full force to defend the state of Israel and the people of Israel.
Protesters supporting Palestinians, including several members of South Florida's Jewish community, say the U.S. is aiding Israel in a mass genocide in Gaza.
It makes me sick to my stomach when I think that this is being done in the name of Jews. And I am here saying I'm a Jew, and I do not want a genocide. I do not believe in genocide.
Israeli officials have not said how they plan to proceed after the latest attack, but have vowed that Iran will be held responsible. In a recent CBS poll taken before the Iranian airstrikes, more Americans feel that President Biden should encourage Israel to stop military actions in Gaza.
Seen that? Heard that? Good. Hello, fellow patriots. Thank you so much for your support. And again, you can do so by purchasing products from the Orlando Patriots, mugs, t-shirts, all of your patriotic gear. We are in an election year, so we need to show the world that we support our candidates, especially President Trump. So get some gear at theorlandopatriot.com and you'll get 30% off. Thank you for your support. It means the world to me. I'll see you there. To cover today, what I want to talk about is the fact that we have these rogue protesters, you want to call them that. These people are closing down the roads. People can't get to airports. You can't catch your flight. And if you miss your flight, what happens then? Do they give you back your money for your ticket that you spent? Does the airline reimburse your money because you couldn't get to the airport? You know, what happens then? I miss my flight because we've got lunatics out there on the streets blocking the road. Right? We've got lunatics out here blocking the roads. I need you to hold the plane down because I'm getting there as quickly as my little legs can get me. Because we've got psychotics on the ground doing this. Nobody's saying you can't protest. You can protest to your heart's desire. But don't make it impossible for the society. Don't make it impossible for people to get to where they gotta go. People might be trying to get to the hospital. People might be trying to get home to a sick parent, to a sick child. People might be their house might be on fire. They might have forgotten to turn the oven off, and they said, "Oh my God, I've left the oven on. I've got to go back home and turn." And here you are in the road, and people can't get to where they gotta go. So this again is happening at highways. Set themselves up on bridges. Now look at this shot. I mean, look at this scene. You've got them on this bridge, and this bridge. People, they brought in their cars, set them all up, and they backed up. And nobody can come in on either side. And they've got police. They've got police there. And the police is doing nothing except to just stand around and observe. We're just here to observe. We're just here to observe. We're not arresting people. We're not locking you up. We're not pulling you off the road. Everybody should be arrested right there. And they should have some sort of tow truck coming to remove these vehicles, right? There should be one of those, big car transport things and just start putting cars on there. Just lift them up, stick them on there. Lift them up, stick them on there, and start hauling off cars, right? Yeah. And take it to the pound or whatever it is. And again, then they have to pay to come and get them. And when you come to pay to get your car, then we know who you are. Oh, yeah. You got to show your ID. You got to show all of your information in order to get your car back. And guess what? At that point in time, locking them up, arresting them, and putting them away. That's exactly what needs to happen. What a plan that is. What a plan that is. You say, you want to do this? Okay, you do this. And this is how we're going to handle it. We're going to bring those things in. We're going to pack up cars and we're going to take them to the pound. And then we'll wait for you there to come and see about your vehicle. And then we're locking your ass up. That's what we need to be doing. And again, you want to protest? As long as the roads are clear, people are able to maneuver back and forth in their vehicles, they're able to go. You can stand on the corner morning, noon, and night. Morning, noon, and night. And have your protest. But when you start to make it a hazardous for the rest of the society, then that's a problem. That's a real problem. And no, we're going to have to handle that. And which is going to take me to Florida. And what happened when those protesters decided to lay themselves out in the road in Florida? Around the country, this is how the police acted. In Florida, go around and find out. What are we saying? We saying in Florida, around and find out. Go around and find out. Around and find out. You can't just do that. You can't just set up shop in the road in Florida and not have consequences to pay. Oh no. You can do that in California. You can do that in Chicago. You can do that in Oakland. You can do that in San Francisco. You can do that in Baltimore. You can do that all over. Don't go around in Florida because you're going to find out. We are going to read a little bit about what happens when you F around in Florida. You just find out. So, criminals charges filed against Miami pro-Palestine protesters for blocking roadway. That's a good, don't you just love that? Criminal charges filed against Miami pro-Palestine protesters for blocking the roadway. You block the roadway, you get criminal charges filed. Simple, straight. Wish California could find that out. Wish New York could find that out. Wish Oakland would find that out. Wish San Francisco would find that out. Wish Baltimore, all of these liberal cities. This is how you handle it. You get charges filed if you block the roadway. Simple and straight. Okay, let's read a little here. In their latest demonstration, pro-Palestine protesters in Miami termed their activity as an economic blockade. Economic blockade. You know what economic blockade? For me, it means you are blocking my economic, life. You're blocking my money. You're blocking my productivity. You're blocking me in the society. You're blocking me. You're blocking my money. And they're blocking your money. If you're in that state, if you're hanging on a bridge right now and you can't go anywhere because useless, crazy protesters have blockaded the road. Okay, anyway, economic blockade through a long-standing state law that defines obstructing traffic without a permit. So that's what they're doing. They're obstructing traffic without a permit. Okay, a small group of individuals who organized a tax day protest now face second-degree misdemeanors. Okay, that's what they face, second-degree misdemeanors. People protesting the rising death toll in Gaza were pulled away and handcuffed by Miami police officers after blocking traffic on Biscayne Boulevard near Bayside in downtown Miami on Monday. Most of them are in their early 20s and reside in Miami. Yeah, early 20s, right? Yeah. These are the same people, mind you, who would be out here protesting the climate change, right? Young, probably white, protesters. Liberals, that's what they're called. Young white liberals. Anyway, their charges, according to police, are unrelated to the subject of their demonstration. Okay, so they're not arresting them because of their pro-speech things. They're protesting them because of the position that they've taken in the middle of the road. Okay? Their offenses revolve around blocking a roadway without proper authorization. So I'm guessing if they go out there and get their permits and say, yeah, we're going to be blocking the roads and laying out on the road, and so therefore make sure you have make sure you put, directions in alternate places so people can say, okay, let's avoid this area. Let's find ourselves another way around the madness. So with proper paperwork, police would be abreast of what's going on, instead of you wake up this morning and here you are in the middle of a protest and people don't know anything and they're just sitting there in traffic. So getting the proper paperwork would be great, when you're trying to do these free speech protests. Specifically, they employed their bodies to block a crosswalk. They've employed their body to block the crosswalk using homemade devices known as sleeping dragons to interconnect protesters. Oh, I get it. So they are putting the pipes in, and so they're extending their reach so people can just connect all the way across the roadway. So they're using pipes and extending, and you hold on to that, you hold on to that, you glue to that, you glue to that, and we're going to just expand, and we're going to put a body here and put a body here as we expand. See, I work with visuals, not too much with reading. So these devices, typically made of painted PVC pipes, fasten several demonstrators together. Exactly. Police said the group laid down in the roadway while bound together, obstructing traffic and impeding the regular flow of business into Bayside Marketplace. So people can't get into the marketplace. People have hungry babies at home. They got hungry grandmas and grandpapas at home, and they can't get to the marketplace. Why? Because we've got crackpots tying themselves, gluing themselves, piping themselves in the middle of the road. Okay. According to the reports, officers ordered the protesters to clear the roadway, but they did not comply. Big surprise there. Big surprise there. Anyway, the demonstration was part of an international day of protest against the tens of thousands of Palestinians, a large number of children, killed in the Israeli-Hamas conflict. I wonder why they don't come out here and protest Hamas. Why aren't you out here protesting Hamas? This is Hamas who has started all of this. Why isn't we out here protesting Hamas? Now, I get it. You're protesting Israel because Israel continues to defend themselves, to continue to, get rid of their enemy. And again, casualties happen. Casualties of war, it happens. It happens. But Hamas, who is in Palestine, who operates in places where the innocents are, innocent babies, innocent children, innocent women, are in these places where Hamas operates. And so Israel, what choice do they have? So I wish you would protest Hamas and say, Hamas, why don't you pack up and go into places where we don't have babies and innocent women? I'm just saying, friends. I'm just saying. Any event, that's gonna be it for the reading. I just wanted us to read that, seen that, heard that. Good. I'm telling you, friend, that the rest of the country could learn a lot from Governor Ron Desantis. They can learn a lot from Florida, right? I don't see any other state that is saying, you know what? If you're going to be disruptive, if you're going to cause a problem for the rest of the society, we're not going to allow that. We're going to lock your ass up. We're going to charge you. We're going to take your vehicle if we must. We're going to do what is necessary to protect the society as a whole. If you want to block the roadway, we're not going to take that. We're going to put to play the laws on the books. That's what we're going to do. We're going to exercise our right to protect the society. So, you want to do this in Florida? Those are the terms. You want to protest rah-rah all day on the sidewalk? Good for you, have at it. But the second you set up shop on the road, yeah, we're not going to take that. So, all of these liberal mayors, governors, they could learn a thing or two from Ron DeSantis. They could learn a thing or two. And that's why their state is in the dire state they're in. Can you imagine these people shutting down the bridges? Can you imagine these people setting up shop on the I-4? Run you over. Running you. I be running you over. Make no mistake. I be, oh, oops, my bad. I didn't see you out there in the road, friend. What you doing out here in the road? It's called roadkill. It's roadkill. If you're out here on the road, in the way of the vehicle, and you get hit and run over and smashed down, it's called roadkill. It's called roadkill. And Californians, those people need to start exercising their vehicle rights to run over whatever is in the road. Any addition, friends, that's going to be the video. Thank you all so much for taking the time to sit here and chatting it up with me, the conservative poet. I certainly did bring the hammer today. I brought the hammer. Governor DeSantis brought the hammer to those crazy ass road layers. So that's going to be the video. God bless you and keep you. Thank you guys again for taking the time. Really do appreciate it. Again, guys, I am hitting the road. I'm on the road with other YouTubers. Adam San Francisco, Jeff at Paint the Trump, Angela and John at Eat Trade Travel. We're getting together this weekend. And so we're going to be live streaming and sending things out, but there's gonna be specific videos specifically just for my members, so you can see like behind the scenes of what's happening out there on the road. So if you haven't joined my membership, it's only $4.99. I think, or maybe $5.99. And again, you get exclusive pictures, you get things behind the scenes, a lot more than you would get on here. And so I do appreciate it, guys. It's a great way for us to connect. You can see a lot of the things that I'm doing, especially with this collaboration with all of these different YouTubers. So it's great time. We are doing the work on the ground. We love it. And we are out here this weekend. It's going to be Earth Day, right? So that means we're going to have those insane friends who put the PVC out there on the road, laying out on the road, those same kind of mentality folks when it comes to the climate change. That's who we gonna be tangoing with out there this weekend. So guys, just you already know the fireworks is coming. I'm gonna be praying that God cover us, because we are definitely gonna be in the land of the Looney Tunes come this weekend, because the climate extremists are gonna be out there, and so are we. And we're gonna be sitting peacefully, not protesting. We're sitting peacefully, journalism on the road, connecting with the community to see where they are on these issues. And so the questions are going to be posed for me. I'm going to be asking questions like, who do you think is in charge of the climate? Do you think man has control over the hurricanes? Do you think God is the one in control of all of these things? It's just some of the things that I'm prepping for this here conversation with the climate extremist. So again, lots of behind the scenes is going to be happening on there. I will do some short live streams, some 60-second shorts out there to give you some great sound bites. But hey, if you're not in the membership, you won't be able to see a lot of this. So anyway, thank you so much. God bless you and keep you, and I will see you in another video.